From deep within the forests of northern Michigan, 4 brothers were raised by parents. They set forth on their own journeys to the 4 corners of the earth, but their blood bond could not be denied. And so they came back together to form the Brotherverse. I am your game master, Eric Sundberg, and joining me today are my 3 other brothers, who I will let introduce themselves.
I'm Chris Sundberg. I am the Dungeon Master's twin, and one.
Oh shit!
I
was too eager.
I felt like I needed to add more, but I didn't really have anything else to say. So,
Well, you had a pause. I wanted to just roll right into it. I didn't know you were gonna keep going.
Yeah, it should have just been short and sweet. All right, go.
I'm Ryan Sundberg, and I'm short and sweet.
I'm Dylan Sundberg, and I'm the shortest and sweetest.
Oh,
It's a lie. He's really tall.
Say, and I'm tall and salty.
Yeah, that's probably more accurate, actually.
He's the tallest and most abrasive.
Just like a steel brush in your ear.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Oh, God.
All right, so shall we get into the adventure?
Yes.
Sure.
Probably.
All right.
So before we get started, you might notice that we're about to sound a little different than we do right now. We didn't really take the time to check mics and all those good things before we recorded this episode because we didn't really know this was going to be an episode of a podcast or anything at the time. But we had so much fun doing it that we decided to keep going and keep recording these. So things get a little brighter and shinier in episode 2, but I promise it's not that bad in the meantime. This adventure is just gonna get a little bit lo-fi in about 3, 2, 1.
Hello. Okay.
So, then we gotta fill out character sheets.
Yeah. So, Chris, let's start with you.
You get a lucky charm, such as a rabbit foot or a small stone with a hole in the center. Or you may roll for a random trinket on the trinket table.
Oh, trinket table. Go for the trinket table. Trinket table?
Wow, this is a lot of pressure. Come on. 46. A dead Sprite inside a clear glass bottle.
I'll
take it.
That seems right. You just held it a little too tightly. Yeah. Jesus, let go of the rabbit, Lenny. And just let you know, cantrips are something you can use at any time, and you don't expend a spell slot.
Yeah.
Like prestidigitation or something like that.
Yeah, I think I was going to take prestidigitation. You basically make any small, harmless sensory effect.
Yeah.
Showers of sparks, puff of wind, faint musical notes, or an odd odor. You can instantly light or snuff out a candle or a torch or a small campfire. You can clean or soil an object.
Yeah, that was the one. You can soil an object.
I touch his pants and say,
He soils.
looks like you had an accident.
Yeah, and I use my intimidation to make him feel bad. Yeah. I'm a sorcerer dragonborn. I feel like I have to be Puff the Magic Dragon. Fine. Puff the Magic Dragon born.
Puff the Magic Dragonborn?
I think so.
Yeah. I was originally going to name myself Hakumushi, which is just 2 stolen dragon names. Yeah. I think I'm considering the fact that I might get annoyed that my name is Puff. Yeah.
Well, now we're going to call you Puff anyway, no matter what your name is.
Well, I'm going to put my name as Hakumushi and you can call me Puff.
All right. Baby, when you call me, you can call me Puff.
You can call me Puff.
So, are we doing character voices?
Feel like character voices could be cool.
My guy's a big, gorgeous orc, but he's like,
Yeah.
hey, guys!
Did not expect that voice out of that body. So we
Puff,
could like...
hey, Puff, come over here.
Damn that annoying, beautiful man.
You could just have a list.
A lift would be good.
A lizard list. It's
A lizard
Don't
list.
call me Puff.
Puff the Magic Dragon.
Puff the Magic Dragonborn.
You put a lisp on the F consonant?
I just put it on every content.
Consonant.
Puff the magic.
Puff.
Puff. Yeah, do you have a voice, Chris?
I kind of want to just talk like Vin Diesel.
I could dig that.
It's all about family.
Yeah, so let's just jump in here. Let's have each of you just kind of like introduce yourself as your character and just talk a little bit about yourself, what your like views, your world views are, maybe your flaws, your ideals and stuff, and then we'll just start jumping into the story. So, how about Dylan? You go first.
Okay. I am Yenry Pennyfoot. I am a halfling bard, and I used to live a pretty rough life on the streets, stealing and swindling, but now I want to make something better of myself. So one day I will be something good. That's about all.
That's very honorable.
Thanks.
Yeah. All right. How about Ryan? How about you go next?
Okay, so my name is Haku Mushio. I am a Dragonborn sorcerer.
What? You're a dragonborn what?
Dragonborn sorcerer. Yeah, I was a street urchin.
There's an S in every one of your descriptors.
I'm a
by design.
sorcerer street urchin.
Okay.
Oh yeah. I like to squeeze in the small spaces. I owe my survival to another street urchin that taught me how to learn to live on the streets. And because of my tough background, I will never quite trust anybody but myself. But maybe one of you, or maybe you guys can get on my good graces.
Good gracious.
Oh, that's great. Thank you. Thank you for sharing, Haku. All right. So next up, Orc with a K.
Orc like to drink. Orc was pirate. Orc. Everyone Orc knows dead.
Jesus.
That's so sad.
What a tragic life you live, Orc.
I will get revenge. I'm not really doing the Vin Diesel. There we go. Gotta fall into it.
Yeah.
Orc like to fight. Orc, beautiful man.
Is Orc self-aware of his beauty?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's very vain. Good. All right.
That's it.
All right, so I'm just going to start. I'm just going to jump in here. So I'm going to do this a little differently than maybe we would do other campaigns. I'm not really going to give you guys a background about where you are or like the world you're in or anything. We're just going to kind of jump into a scene here, and you'll learn as you go. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Sure.
Okay. All right. So the scene opens. You are all asleep. And Yenry, you start to open your eyes a little bit. Your eyes flutter and you start to see some light, and you hear the spinning of wagon wheels, and you can feel that you're on a moving object bumping. You smell wildflowers and like the body of water nearby. It's a very peaceful, calm area that you feel yourself in. So your eyes flutter a little bit more, and you sit up and you see that you're in the back of a wagon, and you're facing backwards, and you're seeing you're traveling down a dirt road. At that point, you turn around and you see a figure in the carriage that you guys are laying down in, and he is driving two horses down the road. And now the floor is yours.
I reach over and shake awake Orc and Mushu.
Oh, the fires of hell!
Where are we?
That's a good question. Also, look behind you.
Oh, I see you're awake now. Oh, hello there. My name is Jimmy John. I found you three down by the winding river, and you seem to be in pretty bad shape, like you had been in quite a tussle. So I decided that I'd put you in the back of my wagon here, and I'd drive you back to my house and fix you up before sending you on your way.
Hey, Mr. Jimmy John?
Yes, you, the slippery one.
Yes. Would you say that this wagon is freaky fast?
I would not say. I would say we're going at a light trot, at best.
Okay.
Mr.
I've heard otherwise.
Yes. Oh, interesting.
Jimmy John, do you make a good sandwich?
Yes, I would say I make a mean pork sandwich. If you're interested in such a thing.
Day-old bread, Jimmy John.
No day old. Everything's fresh baked here at Jimmy John's house.
So glad we're following this thread.
No, don't worry. We only have the freshest ingredients.
Do you deliver, Jimmy John?
On occasionally, these horses, we try and go as fast as we can. I can deliver within under 10 minutes to most areas in my town.
Is that your profession, Jimmy John?
No, yes, yeah. I can't believe you picked that out. You must have seen the breadcrumbs on my beard here. So I didn't get your names. What are the names of you, fair travelers?
Wait, I want to lick up with my forked tongue some of the crumbs on his beard.
All right, I'm gonna make you do a dexterity check here because
Is that a D20?
yeah. So with basically with any check here, you're gonna be rolling a d20. You're gonna be adding your dexterity modifier.
I got a 2 plus a 1, so I got 3.
All right, so that does not pass. So your tongue flickers out, and instead it just kind of slaps him in the face, and you don't get any. You get 0 crumbs. It's like oh God. Why?
Sorry, it just does that sometimes.
I reach out with the kindness of my heart, and you slap me in the face with your little fork tongue.
It's a sign of affection.
Oh,
I'm just
in that
really
case,
happy that you
thank
picked
you,
this up.
friend. I consider you all friends in the back of my wagon.
Thanks, Jimmy.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Jimmy John.
So I was going to ask you, what are your names, fair travelers?
All right. That's what you said before we licked you in
Yes,
the face.
this was like 3 minutes ago before I was violated.
Sorry, we don't have very good attention spans.
My name's Yenry.
I am
Good to meet you,
Orc.
Yenry.
I'm Haku.
Oh, Yenry and Haku, you're quite the diverse band of travelers here. Where did you come from? How do you know each other?
Well, that's a good question, Jimmy John.
Do we know each other?
Do you know where you are right now, sons?
Well, my memory's a little fuzzy.
Yeah,
I'm in a wagon with Jimmy John.
Yeah.
Well, that's very good. Very
That's
good.
about all I'm remembering right now.
Yeah. Do you happen to know what year it is by chance?
The year of our Lord?
The year of our Lord, you say? My God, that was 20 years ago. It's the
What?
year of the King's Haze. Are you telling me you don't remember anything for the last 20 years?
I don't.
Apparently.
Apparently, yes. I'm saying that.
My Lord, this is quite a conundrum. We need to figure out immediately where you travelers came from or where you were going. Well, we'll bring you right up to my house here, and we'll get you fixed up, and I'll bring you in my wagon back to the main town outside here, Bellion. Once you're all fed, we can get some sandwiches in those hungry bellies of yours, and we'll move right on our way.
I go sit up in the front with him
Okay. Oh, okay. That's
because I want to be his friend.
so. You realize as you climb over the chair that there's a girl sleeping in the front. So you climb over and you sit on this girl. It's like no,
Way to
please.
go making friends there.
And he lets go of the reins of the horses for a second, and he pushes you back, into the carriage. And he's like, no, my daughter's sleeping here. You gotta be more careful.
I fall on my back and sort of like skitter.
He's like, oh God, that's very alarming, and I do not like to see that.
Can I look around the wagon? Like, is there anything else back here with us, or is it just us?
Yeah, so you're basically it's a wooden, it's like a wooden truck bed almost of this wagon, and you're sitting in a bunch of straw. There's a few wooden crates that you see. There's some lettuce, tomato, bean sprouts. There's some bread. There's two small like stone jars, and you open it up, you see like a white, like creamy liquid in one, and there's a yellowish, spicier liquid in the other one. And that's pretty much all you see back there.
What's your daughter's name, Quizno?
No, that's a boy's name. You know, that's fine. Her name is Charlotte.
Charlotte?
Charlotte.
Charlotte.
Yeah, he's like, oh, dear Charlotte, how about you wake up here and you say hi to our friends? And he goes over and he kind of rustles his daughter's shoulder, and she kind of wakes up and she stretches a little bit. And it's like, oh my, look at what we've picked up, Father. Who are these creatures? It's like, oh, dear Charlotte, these are our good friends. We found them down by the river. We're gonna take them home and we're gonna fix them up and get them on the way. It's like, oh great, I do love having people in the house. It gets so lonely sometimes, only being the only child here. It's like, oh yes, they'll be great people for us to have in the house. Some great company, Charlotte.
So, Jimmy John, how far are we from your house?
Oh, I dare say we're about 5 kilometers or so, and so we're just gonna kind of rustle down the pathway here for a little while longer till we get there. It's like,
what city did you say that you live in?
so I live outside the city of Bellion.
Bellion?
And I just live in a small house outside. I live on a farm where I grow all my own food. So it's only about a quarter day's journey into town for me. But like I said, we'll go back to our house and we'll rest up, and I'll bring you into the main town tomorrow.
All right,
So
sounds great.
as you're just rumbling down the path here, you don't really see anything out of the ordinary. There's some trees rustling by. There's not really any like habitation or people that you see. You're very much like out in the country. So I want you all to make a perception check right now.
What do I do?
Roll a d20. The biggest guy there.
Man, I have rolling real bad.
You said perception?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I got a 7.
7.
I got a 6.
Do you add?
Yeah.
I got 15.
15? Okay. So Yenry and Haku, you don't really see anything out of the ordinary, but Orc, you see a couple of beady eyes in a bush about 100 yards down the road.
Well, I guess I tap Yenry on the shoulder and point to the.
Yenry.
Hey, Yenry, look at that.
Is Yenry... What is it? What do you see?
Look over there.
I see the road.
All right, never mind.
Okay. What do you see?
Puff, look over there.
All I see is wood.
Hey,
I'm
Jimmy
just
John.
staring at the wall because
Jimmy
I got such
John,
a bad
what's
perception.
your-
Oh,
Staring
yes.
at the wall.
Oh, let me look. Is my old age, my eyesight's a little bad.
Charlotte.
So Charlotte looks and she's like, Daddy, I see a couple of yellow beads in the bushes there. He's like, oh,
I get
oh,
my
dear.
axe ready. Do I have my axe?
Yes, you have your weapons on you. You have all of your normal gear that you started with.
I quietly get my axe ready.
Okay. So Charlotte says that to Jimmy John, and Jimmy John's like, well, maybe we should slow down a little bit here and make sure we're not in any danger. So he starts slowing down the cart a little bit, and you get probably within 30 yards of this bush. And at that moment, 3 goblins jump out. And the first one, the kind of leader, he's a slightly bigger one, kind of jumps out and says, there he is. There's that little sandwich maker. Let's like, you stop right there. We're going to take all of your food, and you're not going to stop us. And so I'm going to have you all right now roll initiative. So what you're going to do is you're going to roll a d20.
Okay.
And you're going to add your initiative to it.
I got a 13.
6.
I got a 19.
Ooh, 19.
Nice. That's nice.
So Yenry was 19. Puff was, what'd you say?
A 13.
Sorry, Haku. 13 Haku. The goblins rolled a 16. All right. So we're entering combat. So these 3 goblins, they're just kind of dressed in like scuffy clothes, but you can see hunger in their eyes.
Scuffy clothes. Okay. Am I first?
Yes. So Yenry, you are starting us off with combat.
Say, Jimmy, you got any weapons on board? You can help out here, or is this up to us?
No, I'm but a lowly sandwich maker. Yeah, I'm pretty much plumb out of weapons and
All right, well,
fighting spirit.
Grab yourself a butter knife and get to the back.
Okay. So he's like, shut up, honey, please, let's go. He's like, Daddy, I'm scared. And so he takes her and they shuffle into the back
cart
of the...
is like stopped now.
Yeah, the cart is stopped, the horses are stopped, and they kind of just jump in the back. And he like keeps hold of the reins and is kind of peeking his eyes up above the edge of the cart.
Did the orcs see us in the back?
Sorry?
Goblins?
The goblins? Yeah, the goblins have not seen you yet.
I have not seen us. Okay. So they've only seen the people in front.
Yeah, so they just like jumped in the back, but they heard your voices, so they know that someone's back there, but they don't know how many of you there are or who you are.
Oh God, we're gonna kill these guys, right? I mean, there's no reason.
Fuck yeah.
I don't know, are you?
So, because I can try to like run them off first.
Yeah, there are sometimes you don't always have to fight.
Yeah, I was thinking I'll just step outside.
I am going to cast message, one of my cantrips. And I have to point a finger at the creature, so I'm just going to sneak a little hand up and point it at one of the goblins, and they can hear a message I whisper, and I'm just going to whisper, "You don't want to do this. Turn around."
Okay. So the goblins hear this, and they kind of look at each other. It's like, did you hear that? And I don't even remember what goblin voice I did. You know, we're going to go like mafia gangster now. He's like, did you hear that? And the other one's like, yeah. Was that the old man? Yeah. He's like, let's kill him.
That didn't work. All right.
Good job, Yenry.
Well, Yenry, but yeah.
All right, so next in the order are the goblins, actually. So they're going to run around to the back of the cart, and this is about 30 yards. So they're basically only going to be able to run around to the back of the cart and not attack on this turn. So the 3 goblins, they run around to the back of the cart and peer up, and they see the 3 of you sitting back there. This slimy, dragonborn-looking guy, your halfling self, the Charlotte and the Jimmy John, and then this big, massive, golden bronze god of a half-orc.
Wait, they see us?
Yes, they see you.
I'm charcoal colored.
You're charcoal colored? Sorry, charcoal god orc, half-orc. Okay, so next in the order is Haku.
Okay, so the moment they get around the corner and see us, I want to use poison spray.
Okay.
So I extend my hand towards a creature, and a puff of noxious gas comes from my palm. So I, kind of like out of fear, I imagine, like they come around the back of an impulsive just. And can I change it so like it comes out of my mouth instead of my?
Yeah.
Can I just like alter my spell?
Well, so you're a dragonborn, and I believe your dragon alignment is poison, correct?
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say coming out of
So
your
I
mouth.
want a poison puff out of my mouth, like
Yeah.
instinctually out of fear.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
You just vomit.
in one of the basically just nervous vomit on one of the 3 goblins.
Fantastic. Okay, so they're basically one standing to the left, middle, and right. Is there one that you'd like to attack specifically?
Well, where am I sitting in the cart?
I would say that
Whichever one is like in line with my position.
Okay, we'll say
Okay.
right. We'll
Okay.
say right then.
And it says creature must succeed on a Constitution saving throw or
Okay.
take 1d12 poison damage.
Okay, Constitution saving throw. What is? Does it say that DC that I'm supposed to save against?
I think it's whatever Ryan's
What's it?
spell save DC
Yeah. What's your
is.
spell saving DC?
My spell saving DC is 13.
13. Okay. Oh, so he succeeds on that.
Okay. Well, what? So do I just like
So it-
spray
does
it
it-
in the old man's face?
Does it take half? Does it take half damage on a succeeded?
No.
No, it just doesn't take anything.
No, apparently I just cough it on the floor.
Okay, so yeah, you just kind of like throw up in your mouth a little bit. You just get nervous,
Swallow it.
and you just throw up in your mouth, and yeah, maybe out of embarrassment, you just swallow it back down, like nothing happened.
I get a little nauseous.
Yeah, yeah. You take no, yeah. All right, so next is Orc.
Or do some goddamn damage to these things.
Yeah, and I'll say
first-
that that Orc saw that you just threw up in your mouth, and he's laughing now hysterically. He thinks it's so
like-
funny.
I'm like Dave Bautista with his
I don't feel so good.
Yeah.
Oh, Drax the Destroyer. Yeah.
You just threw up in his mouth. Yeah, so he's
How
having a
embarrassing
giggle.
for you.
He's having a giggle fit down in the dirt. He's having a good time. And he's like elbowing his buddy. He's like, look at this guy. He just threw up in his mouth.
Look, Jimmy John, you just see what happened? You
Yeah,
just
Jim-
threw up.
Jimmy John looks like a little sad for you. Like he gets that you're embarrassed. He has a high empathy.
All right. So I stand up, slow and menacingly, brandish my axe, and stare the orcs down, the leader, stare him down, and just shake my head. And then can I do like some kind of intimidation to try to get them to run away first?
You could try it to intimidate them, I guess.
Will that be his whole action, or is that?
Or can I attack after
Yeah,
that?
yeah. I would. You could either like try to intimidate them, which would be more like a charisma type thing, or you could also
Well, he has straight up
Screw it.
intimidation.
I'm just
right?
gonna
intimidate.
decapitate all three of them.
So basically the way that your attack would work is that you would pick a single target, you would make an attack throw,
Okay.
and we would see if it lands. So what would your choice be here? They're all a little intimidated. The one on the right is mildly aroused.
I stand up so they can see that I'm
Yeah,
naked.
you still up like very slowly.
I'm also slightly aroused.
And it's just like a chain reaction of everyone starting to get aroused.
It's like, is everybody else feeling this?
Is everyone feeling this?
Sorry, Charlotte.
So are,
Yeah.
we best, are we best friends
Yeah.
yet?
Jimmy John closes Charlotte's eyes.
All right. I'm gonna try to intimidate all three of them first.
Okay.
They saw me sitting back there, but I stood up. I barely contained in this wagon,
Yeah. You know, the wagon is like creaking under your weight.
and I stare them down and shake my head and wait to see what they're gonna do.
So you're gonna have to make a intimidation check. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna roll a d20, and we'll add your charisma, and then I'm gonna make a saving throw for the orcs. We'll say,
Hey, orcs or goblins?
sorry, goblins.
Okay. I was like, they wouldn't be intimidated by an orc if they're.
So I'm gonna make we'll say a charisma saving throw for them. Jesus.
Wait, so I roll and
Well,
add my perception,
not perception.
So you
or
roll
your
and add your
intimidation.
charisma.
and my intimidation thing?
It wouldn't just
No,
be
just
intimidation.
charisma.
It would just be intimidation.
Intimidation. Yeah.
They're the same
Oh,
same
because
number.
charisma's already added?
Yeah, charisma. It's just the more specialized version of your charisma.
Okay. 22.
All right.
Wow.
So they're scared. They're definitely a little scared. They're just like shaking in their little goblin booties at this like giant muscle man who just stood up in the truck. So the three of them just kind of stand there paralyzed. Like they fight or flight, they do neither. They just turn the headlights in. And so they're just kind of looking at you guys, and Yenry, you are next up in the order.
Cool. I am gonna use Thunder Wave. So, Thunder Wave. It's a wave of thunderous force sweeps out from me. Well, this is a bad idea. So I don't think. So I think it says each creature within a 15-foot cube from me needs to make a Constitution saving throw. Would that include my allies?
And Jimmy John.
And Jimmy John?
Yeah,
and Charlotte?
I think that it would include everybody, yes.
And I take it back.
Unless you can, is Thunderwave something that you can project out, a few feet? So it's like you guys would be outside the radius, but the goblins would be inside the radius?
I guess I would have to, jump the goblins and then smash it down behind them, right? Because they're, at the wagon, so I would need to get, 7.5 feet past the wagon.
Yeah. Does Thunderwave have a range on it?
Yeah, it's a 15-foot cube.
Okay.
I'm sorry. No, but I cast it on myself. Yeah, the range is self. Yep.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, it would affect all of them, even the sweet baby angels, Charlotte.
Okay, well, how about this? Can I flip out of the wagon over them and cast Thunderwave on the ground behind them so that it basically does 2d8 thunder damage, and they're pushed 10 feet away from me.
Okay.
So if I do it behind
them... So it'd be
them,
pushed 10 feet into the wagon, basically.
Yeah, basically.
I like the idea. I like that.
Okay.
So I'm going to make you make a basic athletics check to see if you can do this sweet flip.
Wouldn't it be acrobatics if I'm
Sorry,
flipping?
acrobatics.
Okay.
It would definitely be an
Please,
acrobatics
because
check.
my athletics is trash.
Yeah.
Not great. That's a 6.
All right, I was only going to make it a 5 because you're standing above them.
Yay.
You're pretty much just jumping off the wagon over their heads, so that actually does pass.
Cool.
So you
It's
do
not
this
pretty. It's not pretty bad.
yeah, you're like an Olympic gymnast, running. You stand up and you run a couple feet, and you look like you're going to be doing this big trick, and then you just kind of skip jump over their heads.
Okay.
Just really ungracefully, and just kind of you land in the dirt, and then you stand up and just brush the dirt off yourself, and then I assume you use Thunderwave.
And then I use Thunderwave. I smash down to the ground, superhero style, after my lame-ass jump, and cast Thunderwave. So they need to beat a 12 Constitution saving throw.
Okay. So, each of them. So, 2 of them fail, and we'll say that the 2 of them get pushed and hit the cards. So the cards.
Wait,
may be
I do damage first.
No, you do damage first.
Or after if you want.
No, let's do damage first.
Okay. 8 damage.
8 damage. Oh man. So and that's only on the ones that failed the saving throw, right? The other guys okay?
Right.
Or does he still get pushed back?
On a successful save, the creature takes half damage and isn't pushed.
Okay. Gotcha. And is not pushed.
Is not pushed. Yep.
Okay, gotcha. So you land Goku style down on the ground, and just this electrifying force pushes out from you, and 2 of the orcs immediately they get hit by this force wave and just drop dead. The third one takes a little bit of damage. He gets hit and is knocked off kilter a little bit, but he is still alive. So at that point, it is the goblin's turn. So the goblin looks back at you. He's just totally taken aback. It's to everybody else, your little acrobat trick off the carriage looked really, really dumb. But this guy was he was so scared by the orc, and your acrobatic flip looked like the Olympic gymnast that you really wanted to be. So he's basically scared shitless right now from the orc and the fact that you just Gainered off of the cart onto the ground and blasted his 2 friends away. So he books it to the right, back into the bushes. So he starts running away.
Okay.
And he gets let me see, what's his speed here? So he gets about 30 feet away. from the cart.
Oh, also, real quick, I don't know if it's important to the story for any reason, but the effect of that thunder spell is audible out to 300 feet. Just so
Oh
you
man.
know.
Oh, very nice.
Made a hella big sonic boom, but yeah.
So you hear a bunch of like the other thing was right before he ran that boom like went away and it scared a bunch of birds out of the tree. So if he turns around to see you and you're covered in this like golden light of the thunder wave and a bunch of doves out of the bushes just fly over you and the wind from your force is just whipping your hair back and your clothes are just like you just look like the most most godly figure he's ever seen.
So it's basically like Dylan just hit like a totally awesome chord.
Yeah, he's
He's a little rock star.
yeah, he's gone Bard Super Saiyan.
Struck that.
Yeah.
Okay, you have to say though that the jars of mayonnaise and what we assume is mustard did probably shatter in the shot.
Yeah, they shattered, and
Which
it
is
just,
very unfortunate. I'm assuming
it
the old
sprayed.
Jimmy John's.
Yeah,
is
the
not
mayonnaise and mustard sprayed all over Charlotte and Jimmy John.
Now I do a little finger gun to Jimmy John and go, sorry about your sauces.
Jimmy John just like points back, he's like, "It's cool, bro." So this goblin's running away. Do you guys want to chase him down, or Haku? It's kind of
yeah,
your
it's my
decision
turn,
at this
right?
point. Yeah.
Okay, I have a movement speed of 30.
Okay.
And you said he got 30 feet away.
Mhm.
So I'm most definitely going to chase him down. I'm gonna like.
Are
Sprint.
you going to try and poof him in the face again?
No, I'm not going to poof him in the face. More intense. I mean, that's the thing is like we could have just let this goblin run away. That would be like the nice, gentlemanly thing to do.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely gonna run 30 feet after him and then use firebolt and just light him off.
Okay. Jesus. Okay.
Just because I was pretty embarrassed about what happened with my last poof.
Dude,
So I just want to
really
show
trying to
everybody
prove
that I
yourself.
am kind of a badass. Yeah, I guess.
He's gonna come back with more goblins and take all the sandwiches if we don't kill him.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I'm definitely going to run after him, and then I'm going to hurl a mote of fire at a creature within range. Which, if I run 30 feet, I like the idea that I run the whole 30 feet, so I'm literally right next to him and basically just like open my hand.
I just picture you like slithering through the grass too. Like it's just like the grass is moving, you can't quite see you.
And then, if that's the case, I do also want to stay low in the grass. So like to his vision, he looks back and there's just like fire shoots out of the grass at him.
Perfect. So he's has his back to you. He's just running away. Yeah, I guess he looks over his shoulder. He sees something kind of moving towards him. He's scared. He's poofing his pants right now.
That's all I wanted. So
Little prestidigitation will fix that right up.
Yeah.
So I make a ranged spell attack against the target, and I hit the target takes 1d10 fire damage.
Okay.
So what is a ranged attack? Is it just a target?
Mm-hmm. So 9. Plus
9 plus what?
So that I'm going to give you advantage on this too because he's running away and he's scared. He's not paying attention. So this is more like a surprise attack. Yeah.
Well, I fucking poofed it again.
So that does not hit.
So okay, Grin, you
Do
described
I
this
have to
scene
do
to me.
everything around here?
Yeah. So you're running after him. He looks over his shoulder, and the firebolt actually goes like right over his right ear and just kind of like singes his earlobe and hair. Just kind of it burns the hair off the side of his face, and like he gets scared again. He's so surprised and he's running away so hard that he trips at this point and he's prone on the ground.
Is he still
So-
30 feet away?
He's still 30 feet away. Yes.
Step in the right direction.
Mhm. So next in the order would be Orc.
Please finish.
Orc with a K.
So, I shake my head at Yenry did a good job. Well done, Yenry.
Yenry.
Puff, get back in the cart. I pick up a javelin, take a step down out of the cart, and lob it over towards the fallen.
Okay. So you're going to make a attack roll on that?
I guess so.
Yeah.
What do I do? So
You're basically going to roll a
D.
d20, and then you're going to add your strength and
Yeah,
proficiency
do a
bonus.
d20 first. Or you have a d20, I'm sorry. I thought you grabbed your d6.
And add my attack or my strength.
Add that bonus next to it, whatever it says next to the javelin, +5.
Oh.
Because this is a thrown weapon, so use dexterity instead of strength.
So 13.
So, and I'm giving you guys advantage on this because he's prone right now. So roll again.
Is that a 4? It kind of stopped on the paper.
Horrible.
It kind of stopped on the paper. Whatever. So that's a 9.
Okay, neither you don't hit. Basically, the javelin just goes and just kind of lands like 5 feet away from him.
We are the worst.
And, yeah.
So, okay, I'm like, hell yeah, big man. Yeah. You gonna finish him off now?
That's what I meant to do.
Back in the cart, he says.
I was giving you the javelin so you could poke him.
So Jimmy John pipes in at this point. He's like, "No, I think I may have seen enough here. I see the quality of hero you beings are. So if we could just get back in the car, I think that guy's scared enough. He's don't run away. He doesn't seem to be hurt anyone. We could just go now, or you could finish him off. But we could just kind of get on the road now." And he's still covering Charlotte's eyes, and she's like, "Daddy, there's I feel like there's sauce in my hair." He's like, "I'm sorry, honey." And so it's you guys can kind of just figure out what you're going to do now. So the next in the order would be Yenry.
I look at the other two and be like, like, let him go? Let him, or should I just go give him a poke with my rapier? He's still like 30 feet away, right?
Yeah, he's prone too right now.
Okay, then I turn to Jimmy John and
give
go,
him a poke.
one sec, and just kind of like skip over to the goblin that's laying down on the grass and just poke him in the back with my rapier.
All right, so you're going to make an attack roll here, and you have advantage again because he's prone.
Jesus.
Go!
What did you roll?
11.
Jesus. Yeah, no, that doesn't hit.
But even if he's on his back on the ground.
You trip on the way over.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Dylan trips and
you just
falls
kind
on his
of
own
you kind of poke to the side of his head, and he's just laying there, and he's starting to get a little more like confident that he's going to get away from this.
The goblin.
He feels a little emboldened.
So he's calming down a little bit. He's like,
he's calming down. He's like, "Oh man, I've cheated death 3
Jimmy
times in a
John,
row."
I'm so sorry.
But yeah, he just looks and shakes his head a little bit and pulls his daughter closer and accepts the fact that he might die in the arms of you three.
Guys, I have to say though, we can't give up now. We've made fools of ourselves. We need to kill this guy.
Gotta get it.
So
Damn
the
goblin.
orc, like I said, he's feeling a little emboldened right now. So he's gonna stand up. He's gonna stand up and he's gonna try and make an attack roll against Dylan.
Oh, sweet.
Against Yenry. So yeah, he's gonna try an attack roll. Okay, so he misses. So he tries to go and he takes his he has a scimitar and he just kind of like slashes and just kind of cuts a little bit of hay in the field that he's standing at, and he just kind of like swings it in front of you. And he's just like, he gets his eye, looking, he's like, man, maybe this is a little harder than it looks. It's like, there's something in the air here.
Yeah, I feel like from the outside it looks like we all just like did a bunch of drugs or something and then tried to fight
I did
each
one
other.
dope move, then we all just flailed in a field for 15
Yeah, exactly.
minutes.
It's just like, you stole all of the prowess of the entire
boom
group.
just like
Yeah, we're all just like deaf and
I
shaken
can't
now. So.
see or hear.
It threw off our balance.
Yeah.
It pops some eardrums.
Yeah, so he, the little bit that he felt emboldened is now completely gone because he thinks that there must be some kind of like curse or something going on. So now it's Haku's turn.
God.
So yeah, from the outsider perspective, this is one of the most pathetic battles one could witness.
From most perspectives. It's
Yeah, from most perspectives.
From my own
From
perspective,
behind,
this is
from the side.
Okay,
inside.
well I have a small crossbow, and even though I'm standing right next to him, I want to pull out my crossbow and try to shoot it into his face.
Just at point blank range.
Yeah, at point blank range. And if I miss this is going to be the most ridiculous thing.
Okay.
So I point my crossbow, literally, I'm standing right next to him because he was 30 feet away and I ran 30 feet to get to him. So I point it, put the tip of it up against his face.
Yeah.
Pull the trigger.
Oh boy.
Oh man, 19.
So you got a 19 plus up, so you pick your crossbow up, and the goblin just looks just like with fears, like, why? Just he says his looks, he's like, why? Is this how I'm gonna go? And you just
Really?
because I can't take any.
and you just Boondock Saints style, just in his face, just shoot him, just right in the head, and the bullet just goes straight through his forehead, and he's roll for damage.
Wait,
So
okay,
you're
it's not
going to be
supposed to be
rolling
that.
a d8, and you'll add your dexterity modifier to that.
2 plus dexterity.
Oh, God.
3.
So actually,
Oh God,
so you shoot him. This crossbow goes through his head, and he just kind of stumbles back, but he does not go down. But he looks bad. He's really bad. He's just kind of like a zombie standing there, just not knowing what's going on. But he's still alive. He's
Just
still standing.
eyes going opposite direction.
Yeah, his eyes go opposite direction. You can see there's severe neurological damage happening at this point. So he's just kind of he tries to speak, but just slurs some orcish or some goblin speak, and just kind of stumbles back a little bit because he has he's having a hard time. It's not one of his better days. We'll say that. So,
Okay, so I look back at everyone. I'm just like, oh God, this is sad now.
This is awful. Jesus.
Do we?
So Jimmy John starts crying a little bit. You see a tear fall down from his face because he's just Charlotte still has her eyes closed because Jimmy John's very glad that he's kept her eyes closed this time. She's this would scar young.
Traumatized.
This would scar a young girl for the rest of her life.
I'm a little traumatized.
Yeah. Do we? Is it merciful to put him down now, or do we just let him live like this?
That's what I'm wondering.
You can't just let him wander
Let him go out
around
in
with
the
a
wild.
cross.
I'll also say that
He almost
the
looks like
arousal.
he's smiling. He might be
Yeah.
blissfully.
He was a goblin. He was probably angry all the time. He seems
Yeah.
happier
Yeah,
now.
he does look a little blissful. He's stumbling around like death. He's at death's doorstep.
Must have hit him right in the medulla oblongata.
Yeah. So I'll say that communal arousal you were feeling earlier in this battle. It's the opposite of that right now. Everyone's a little bit sad. Rethinking your life decision. I mean, you guys can't remember much, but you can think that man, my past life had to have been better than this moment right here.
How did we get here?
Yeah, how did we get here? So it is Work's turn.
So I also have a speed of 30 feet. So I walk over there.
So all three of you now are just sitting in this
Standing in front of
field.
this.
And I kind of just check out the goblin.
He's just kind of walking in circles.
Yeah. I try to maybe pat him on the back and I ask him what his name is.
He groans loudly. He just goes
It's a beautiful name.
It's unintelligible.
I'm so sorry this happened. Oh God.
And he just kind of he kind of leans forward and just puts his head on your chest, just kind of runs into you and just puts his head on your chest, and it just he's just bleeding a little bit out of that.
Kind of pat him on top of the head.
Yeah, and he just kind of he shakes a little bit and gets off of you and then continues walking around in circles.
I don't know, guys. Should I put him out of his misery?
I know I'm the one that...
Probably.
Jimmy John yells at Scott, "For the love of God, please put him down!"
Because you were
this misery.
a pet
Being the
vegetable
one-
goblin or something. Yes, please put him down.
I look at my dead Sprite in a bottle, who for now I'm calling Brendan Fraser, and I say, Brendan Fraser, should I put this goblin down? I think I see him nod. So I pull out my great axe.
The overkill.
So you're definitely gonna have advantage on this again.
And I
feel like you'd have double advantage.
I grab the goblin and I just kind of like guide him to his knees.
And he's just kind of, his head just kind of like looking back and forth. He's just kind of moaning softly.
Man, all he wanted was a sandwich. And then I swing.
All right, so you can.
So I roll this one.
The D20.
Yeah.
Roll it twice. Maybe 4 times.
Oh boy.
Roll again.
Okay. So I add those two and this?
So you just add the highest
use
one
that
and
and
add your strength.
16.
All right, so that hits. So with one cleave, do you want to come down vertically or horizontally? I'll give you executioner's choice.
Decapitation.
All right, so you take your axe and you swing it, and you hear, like, right as you're swinging through, you can see kind of his glossy eyes look up at you, and he kind of mouths like, but you think it means thank you. And the axe, you think it means thank you, and you just swing straight through, and you just cut him straight off, and his body just falls in the ground, like just falls in the hay, and the few doves that were still left in the bushes kind of flutter up, and you realize that heaven gained another soul today. Probably hell, but there's peace. You feel peace.
He did try to kill us, but
Yeah.
I started to like him towards the end there.
Yeah.
I grab a nearby flower and place it on his unheaded torso.
Right. Jimmy John kind of looks up and
I pull my crossbow bolt back out of his head.
you just kind of put your foot on like his head and just kind of pull it out.
It gets
Sorry,
stuck
but-
for a second, so it's just like you're just kind of like yanking
jerking
his
a head
head
around.
around.
So while Yenry is placing a flower on his body, I'm pulling my bolt out of his forehead.
So you hear Jimmy John kind of say softly, and he's like, "Honey Charlotte, please stay here." And Jimmy John kind of jumps out of the cart and comes over and is like, This is very violent. This is the opposite of God's work here. It's like, we must give this creature a proper burial if we wish to stay in the good favor of the gods. It's like, I'll go grab. I have a shorthand shovel that I was having up with me up in the cart. I'll go grab that. So he kind of skitters back to the cart and he grabs it and comes
In
back.
my race, we burn the body.
It's like, we could do that if that's something that you're okay with. If that'll bring his body peace, his spirit peace.
Well, but like just this one, not like the other two that I like exploded against your cart. It's fine.
You all look inquisitively back at the cart at the other two dead bodies. Like, well, those ones didn't quite have such a horrific and devastating death. So we can kind of put them all in a pile. That'd probably be best.
Pile sounds good. I'm good with the pile.
It's like, Mr. Orc, would you mind go and grabbing the two other bodies and bringing them back here? And so he just kind of gets to work, and for like an old man of his age, he makes quick work of digging like a very shallow grave for these three goblins. So Orc, you're gonna go up and pick up the bodies?
Yeah, but first I loot them.
Okay. So the rest of them are kind of standing like hands crossed, and Mr. Jimmy John's digging the shallow grave. So yeah, you have free reign of the bodies.
Whoa, don't give me that green light.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna say, so you find 5 gold pieces on one, and the other one has a small trinket made of bones, just like a little necklace.
Little bone.
Does Charlotte see him
necklace?
do this? Because she's going in the cart, right?
So Charlotte's still in the cart, but she's just kind of laying back and down in the hay, and she's kind of looking at you, covered in sauce, but you're kind of like ducking down, looting the bodies, so she can't actually see you, but she kind of hears some rustling, and she's like, What are you doing there, Mr. Orc?
I wink at Charlotte and hand her the bone necklace.
Oh my God, it's beautiful. Thank you.
Covered in blood.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for this beautiful bone necklace.
You're welcome. And then I take the bodies over to the grave.
Okay.
So I guess I don't have the bone necklace anymore. I won't write that.
Take that right away from your inventory list. Charlotte adds a bone necklace to her inventory list. So you bring the bodies over, and you lay the 3 orcs in the grave, and
Goblins.
one of you can kind of kick the head in. And so Jimmy John just shovels a little bit of dirt over, and he just finds a rock nearby and picks it up and just kind of puts it at the head. And at that moment, you see sort of the clouds come over, and everything's very silent. The wind's blowing over the amber waves of the field that you're standing in. And Jimmy John kind of crosses on and said, would anybody like to say some words for these creatures to have the spirits lay at rest?
I can play a song for them, and I'd pull out my lute and play a little funeral dirge that I know. No words, just silent lute, or just lute melody.
Silent lute.
Silent lute melody.
Yeah. So you guys stand there, and it's a beautiful song, and you kind of all stand there, and you all feel the urge to just like hug the ones you love, make sure everything's okay, and yeah, you kind of stand there in the peace and listen to this music. And, after an appropriate amount of time has passed for standing there in silence, Jimmy John says, "Well, I guess we should leave these creatures be, and I guess we just continue on with our lives now." And he kind of starts scuttling back over to the cart.
Wow.
Yeah, that was heavy.
So yeah, shit got heavy quick, guys. This is my only memory right now.
Yeah, it's
Not a great way to start.
not the best thing to be the only thing you're carrying around.
Should we keep going with Jimmy John? I don't know what to do.
Yeah, that's my only option right
I kind
now.
of feel like I need to be alone right now.
I think I'm gonna go back to the wagon.
All right.
If you guys want to come along, if you guys need a moment, if you need a moment or to actually be alone, feel free. But
Yeah.
I think we're gonna go help Charlotte get the sauce out of her hair. I feel kind of bad about that. 'Cause that was kind of my fault. So I'm gonna go deal with that. It's probably pretty crusty by now. It's been like 15, 20 minutes probably since that happened.
Yeah.
We did take a while to kill that last one.
Don't remind me. And I walk back.
All right. So all of you kind of walk somberly back to the cart and get in the
Well,
back.
Does Ryan head back to the cart? There's one more body I didn't loot.
they're buried in the ground.
buried.
You
Oh,
realize?
we buried. I thought they were just laying in the shallow grave.
No, he
covered them?
shoveled some dirt on top.
Ah, bummer. All right, I go back.
It is a shallow grave, but
You can dig it back up if you want.
so everybody else somberly walks back to the
I
cart.
need to be alone for a minute. It was not to like. It was just to dig the
He
body
says under his
back
breath,
up.
"Salute these bodies."
Take the hint.
Sure, yeah. They all go back to the cart.
All right, so you all somberly walk back to the cart, and Charlotte and Jimmy John kind of crawl back into the front, and he takes the reins of his horses and just says, "Yeah, sadly," and just the horses just start trotting back off in the distance, and with every step, he hopes that he can forget what he saw here today.
We still got a
think
long
with-
way to go.
Okay.
Yeah, we still got
Got a long way to go.
ways to go. Can the boys salvage the relationship with Jimmy John? Will Charlotte ever get the mayonnaise out of her hair? Find out next time.
Well, Orc, we
Whatever.
stop thinking about what that third body may have had.
There's a lot of internal monologues going on right now. But yeah, we'll find out next time on
the Brotherverse.